Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope you all had a fantastic holiday and your families are doing well. I do have to apologize for not posting in a while. I've been a bit busy, and so I just decided why not to post a video in the holidays. So, here is a video. For this video, I wanted to do a painting of a samurai facing off against a knight in his own castle. I really wanted to create a painting since it's been a while and I wanted the challenge. Painting is one of my strong suits, but it does have drawbacks when it comes to digital. Mainly because sometimes I'm unfamiliar with the brushes and there can be a lot of them, so I tend to get overwhelmed. So, to make the process faster, I had to familiarize myself with each brush and to just simply dive in. So starting off, I decided to make samples of each brush, which would help me to choose which one I wanted to use for the painting or parts of the painting. So basically, I just use the samples and pick them based on their texture and flow. For the first part of the painting, I did the background, which is important because starting off with the background is always a good idea when doing any type of art. The background, which is mostly the pillars and the statues, I wasn't sure on the color because I mainly wanted the colors or the two characters, sorry, to stick out and not blend, hence why you might see me going back and forth with my values as in black and white. But eventually I decided to go with green. It was kind of nerve-wracking to paint stone because I haven't gotten that much practice, but with the help of references of statues and pillars that had been worn down over years, causing cracks and breaks in the stone, it wasn't that bad.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.
Like after 5 hours had passed, I wasn't that pleased with the end result of the statues. The statues looked more metal than this stone, and the colors were too muddy. I didn't like the line that was showing on the edge of the statues. It's kind of weird, looked metallic. Mostly because the paintbrush I used, the pillars didn't look bad. I just thought I could do better. But I couldn't complain because now that I got more experience with the brushes, I'm more confident.
But I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time.
So, starting over again, I realized the mistake I made, and that was to start adding details before the rest of the background was colored. Once you lay down your block colors and you're satisfied, then you can start adding details. I wanted there to be a light source that would cast on the samurai and the knight from behind, as well as the background. So using the red lines as a guide for where the light would hit, it made it easier for me to add the highlights and the cast shadows. So for the light source that is coming from the window, that's known as the direct light. Light that is coming from directly from the source. When light comes from a source, it tends to spread out into different rays. Those rays can be able to hit objects differently, which is said to be bounce light. They bounce off each other and they also produce light for other objects which are not actually receiving direct light, but they can still receive bounce light, which sometimes gives them a different shade in color where that light is hitting them. That would be known as ambient light. Then you're going to have your ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is where light is absent, mainly because an object is facing away from direct light source and it is in direct contact with something else, which prevents any light from entering at all. Okay, so doing the statues and the pillars, I feel much better now. They look like stone, and I love that I added the details of cracks within them, so it made it look more realistic. And I love the colors too. I love the green, different shades of green. They help to bring the statues and pillars to life in a sense. For the clothes, it took a while, especially when it came to adding folds and creases where they should be. Using a reference is a simple enough, but it's mostly practice. After I got better, it was much easier with the pants. All right, so when doing creases within like clothing, you're gonna have some dark parts and light parts. Within like the crease itself, you're gonna have more of a dark area. So on top of it, you can add some light in order to show that there's some type of depth in the clothing. It's kind of hard and tricky to deal with sometimes because usually you have to know how clothing or the type of clothing is going to be affected depending on the movement of the body or the position of the body. So it's kind of tricky in a sense. But just using the right references and just practicing, it does help. The painting is coming along well. It's been a while since I've done a proper painting, so this is looking good. I'm really liking it so far. Let's see what else I can do, and yeah. A while back, I made some notes on how to paint skin. Since skin is basically a variation of colors and it's difficult to paint, especially from reference, and the biggest issue is trying not to make the skin look muddy. I have to try and make a video of that someday. What I found was to use different shades of a color on different layers. For example, this peach slash gold color, which kind of resembles skin, the first layer was a more saturated color. As I build more layers on top of it, it begins to desaturate. I have 3 layers, so I begin to sculpt each one by erasing and blending them in without making them muddy, but that's when reference is the most useful. The layer method just makes it more easier. On top of those layers, I just added the shadows and highlights to give it a look more of a 3D look, because inside the folds where like the sleeve, well, inside the sleeve, there's going to be more of a shadow, and the other side of the hand is going to be more darker than the other side. You might be asking why I added the green first, but it's because usually there is some form of a green in lighter skin tones. For darker skin tones, it's more purple than green. Sometimes I had to go back and forth in the clothes and the pants because I felt like it could have been done much better if I just added more shading, added more creases. It's important not to overdo it. I may have overdone it a bit, but it's not, you can't, you're not supposed to, because if you do it like that, it's gonna be looking kind of weird. But this, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. So I was satisfied. It's raining outside, so I hope it's not distracting anyone. Sorry about that. But let's continue. I do really love how I was able to create the gold elements. The first thing is to add a desaturated gold color first. Then the area that is going to shine, add a bit of orange. On top of that orange, add a little yellow. Finally, a streak of white. Once that's blended, it's finished. But if you want to make it more bright, then I suggest adding darker edges of the color gold. I think my favorite part of this painting was rendering of the swords. I didn't want to make them the same, hence the line work, but I just wanted to make a story of why he's using different swords. Did the samurai beat another opponent to get one of those swords, or was a sword slash swords given to him by his master or loved one? Yeah, so I like painting swords. It's pretty cool.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere you say, anywhere.
When I was rendering the knight's armor, I realized that I really actually like doing rendering of metal. It was actually pretty fun because I just followed the same process with the gold, but it did take a while since I had to do each of the metal on the samurai, on the knight, because it took a while. And for each part, I just tried to separate it, like doing it in half, so basically, the left side of him is in the light a bit more than his right side, even though they're facing the samurai. And I just wanted to make like a contrast in a sense, but it actually looked pretty well. Okay, guys, we have finally made it to the end. I really love how this came out. I love the green. I love the way the two characters are standing out from the background. The values are looking great. I just love the lighting that I was able to produce within this painting on my social media. I have received a lot of good comments. Some people saying that it reminds them of a video game, some like a video game concept art. Some people say that I could have done really good in the manga industry, drawing manga and stuff. That was a good compliment. I really like that. Some people said I'm this is really good and I'm super talented. So yeah, I'm just really loving this painting and I wish to produce more of them in the future. I'm going to do a next video. I don't know when, but I'll try to see if I can get it produced and get it done. So I'm glad I was able to do something in this type of level, and I'm glad I pushed myself and such. But I'm really happy that for anyone who is watching this video, they please just like it and subscribe. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your holiday.